Hey everybody, this is Jimmy Rex, and on today's Daily Motivation, I'm going to talk to you a little story about my friend Kyle Van Noy. This is a guy that I was roommates with when he was in college at BYU. If you don't know who he is, he's the middle linebacker for the New England Patriots. And I want to tell a quick little story and kind of relate that back to how we empower other people. And because too often in life, we think that leaders try to show up, or fake leaders try to show up as these people that are better than the people that are following them or whatever else. And they try to get people to just look up to them. But a true leader empowers others to find their own power in them. And what I want to, the story with Kyle, when he got drafted by the Detroit Lions. And he got drafted in the second round. I think it was like the 44th or 45th pick. And the Lions had him in the wrong position. He was injured for a couple of years. And he just didn't really do a whole lot in Detroit, but he was out of position, and he kind of lost that confidence from the coaching staff because he wasn't able to perform because of his injuries. Well, they trade him to the Patriots, and they essentially traded Kyle and a 7th-round pick for a 6th-round pick. So they basically gave him to the Patriots mid-season a couple of years ago. And Kyle, I was talking to him, and he tells a story. He's telling me that, his first interaction with Bill Belichick, he has no idea. He's on this new team, doesn't know how it's going to go. I mean, they've won the Super Bowl. I think at this time they'd won 4 Super Bowls. Bill Belichick's already a legend. He said his first day of practice, he's sitting there, and I think they were doing some special teams of punt coverage or something, and Bill Belichick walks up and he's swinging his whistle like this. He's swinging his whistle, and he looks at Kyle. He didn't come up and introduce himself and have some big talk. He just looked at Kyle and he said, "I always get my guys." And Kyle said it was the most empowering thing he's ever heard, because he knew in that moment that he belonged, that he was one of Belichick's guys, that he wanted him, that he was going to be there, that he was going to have an opportunity. And to sum up the story real quick, Kyle, in 3 years of being there, has been to the Super Bowl 3 times. He's won 2 of them. Last year against the Rams in the Super Bowl in the third quarter, the Rams were driving, I think they were on the 40-yard line, going in to score to take the lead, and Kyle came up with a huge 13-yard sack. And he's just really become an excellent football player. He always was, but I mean, he's really become one of the key, if not the key member of that defense. And that empowerment that Coach Belichick gave him is such a strong story to me. And I think about that in my own life. How am I showing up to empower other people to find their own power within them? Instead of trying to get people to look at you and say, "Look at me, look how great I am, look how great I am," think of ways that every single day that you can empower somebody else. Kyle said he would run through a brick wall for the coach at that point. So who will run through a brick wall for you? Who do you empower that now looks at you and says, "I will do anything for that person because of the way they make me feel about myself"? And that is true leadership. True leadership is helping others discover the strength in their own lives, the strength they've had all along, the power they had anyways, and helping them to channel that towards greatness. So help other people, empower them in your own life, and help them discover their greatness.